Archangel Michael says, you have 1 hour to break free. Before they lock you out forever, there is a clock ticking in the unseen realm. And in the next 60 minutes, the decision you make, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, will determine whether you walk into a divine release or fall into a cycle designed to trap you again. This moment is not random. This message is not an accident. The timing of this warning is sacred. The gate you are standing before is not just physical, it is symbolic of your spiritual threshold. Someone, somewhere, has already started moving in shadows to secure a lock that will seal you out of your rightful access if you do not act quickly. This is not to cause panic. It is to awaken you. It is to shake you from hesitation, distraction, or delay. Archangel Michael has been dispatched with authority, carrying the urgency of heaven, to speak over you right now. You have 1 hour, 60 minutes, 3,600 seconds, and after that, this door will shift. Whether it opens or seals shut will depend not on them, but on you. The trap they've set wasn't just created today. It hath been slowly forming through miscommunication, false perceptions, whispered lies, and spiritual resistance. Someone close has been building it with words laced in envy, misunderstanding, and hidden motives. They believe you don't see it. They believe you're too late. But Archangel Michael declares, they are wrong. Because you are being given one final chance to break the chain, reroute the outcome, and take your spiritual authority back. If you feel pressure rising in your heart, confusion pressing against your clarity, or tension building around a relationship, decision, or opportunity, it's not coincidence. It is confirmation. A spiritual boundary is being tested. And if you don't respond, if you remain still when heaven needs you to move, the enemy will claim territory that never belonged to them. You are at a divine fork in the road, and one direction leads to imprisonment, limitation, and looping lessons. The other leads to your release, your next season, and your unlocked calling. This is the truth Archangel Michael has come to deliver. You have 1 hour, not just to escape a situation, but to spiritually sever yourself from what has been spiritually, emotionally, and mentally draining you. To break free before the final chain snaps shut. And make no mistake, it's not just people working behind the scenes. It's entities. It's principalities. It's old cycles resurrecting in new disguises. This warning carries the weight of eternal timing. Do not wait until the full hour passes to decide. Do not wait for more signs. This is your sign. This is your message. This is your moment. You have 1 hour before they lock you out forever. Archangel Michael says, you have 1 hour to break free before they lock you out forever. Let that echo inside you like a divine alarm, because it is not a metaphor. It is not an exaggeration. It is a spiritual countdown already in motion. A celestial window is open for a limited time, and you, yes, you, are standing on the very threshold. The air around you is shifting. The spiritual atmosphere is charged. You may feel it as a tightening in your chest, a pressure in your thoughts, a sudden sense that something is about to happen. And you would be right. Because something is about to happen. And what you do in the next 60 minutes will either grant you access or leave you spiritually exiled. This is not superstition. This is divine intelligence, delivered with force and fire by Archangel Michael, who stands in full armor at your side, warning you that the gate is beginning to slide shut. The heavens are not silent. They are not passive. They are roaring behind this message, commanding attention, commanding action. This moment is sacred. It is scheduled. It has been written in the timelines of your soul's evolution. And now is the moment you were meant to receive it. Archangel Michael speaks not from guesswork but from God's assignment. His voice does not echo, it penetrates. You were chosen to hear this. You were positioned to act on this. You were aligned to receive this specific warning because someone, somewhere, has begun to orchestrate a spiritual lockout that, if successful, would seal you out of what's rightfully yours. This message comes wrapped in divine urgency, but also clothed in protection. It comes not to scare you, but to spare you. Spare you from deception. Spare you from delay. Spare you from spiritual sabotage disguised as opportunity, kindness, or compromise. So now hear this. The Divine Spirit, through Archangel Michael, is speaking over your life with power and clarity. There is no more time for overthinking. No more room for self-doubt. No more energy to be wasted on fear-based decisions. You are not a victim of what is happening. You are the chosen vessel meant to rise above what is happening. But you must respond. You must decide. You must act. Because the enemy is not waiting. The saboteur is not sleeping. The deceiver is moving now, planting confusion, pushing paperwork, staging conversations, and manipulating timing. And they are hoping you do nothing. They are hoping you stay numb. They are counting on your delay to become their advantage. But Archangel Michael says, it is not too late. Not yet. If you move now, if you awaken, if you declare, if you spiritually disengage from what is falsely claiming your future, then this moment becomes your liberation. This hour becomes your ascension. This message becomes your weapon. But if you delay, if you ignore this divine tap on your soul's shoulder, the door they are preparing will slam shut. And when it does, re-entry may not be possible. This is your hour of separation. This is your hour of divine redirection. This is your hour of unshackling. You are not listening to this by accident. You are not hearing these words because the algorithm aligned. You are hearing them because heaven aligned. Because you needed to be warned. And because you are still in the grace period of choice. Let the Spirit of God rise within you now. Let Archangel Michael's sword blaze in your direction. This is the beginning of a divine reversal. But it must start with obedience. It must start with clarity. It must start now. Type "I choose my freedom" in the comments. Lesson code 444 is now breaking open heavenly doors for you. They think you don't know. They think you don't feel it. But Archangel Michael is unveiling what's been hidden behind the curtain of politeness and pretense. There is a conversation happening that your name is the center of. A whisper circulating through corridors of jealousy. A decision being made behind your back, cloaked in smiles but drenched in spiritual malice. Someone who once praised you in public has begun to plot your spiritual delay in private. And it's not just what they're saying. It's what they're preparing to do. They are aligning against you not just out of disagreement, but out of fear. Your light has become too loud for their comfort. Your peace too unshakable. Your elevation too swift. And now, they seek to intervene, to misinterpret, to interfere, not because you're wrong, but because you're rising. There is an emotional shift happening, and you feel it. You notice the tone has changed. The energy around them is colder. The laughter is more forced. The text replies slower. The invitations fewer. And the spirit of confusion has started whispering in your ear, trying to make you feel like the problem. But Archangel Michael comes to rip the veil wide open. It's not your fault. It's not your paranoia. It's not your imagination. It is a spiritual manipulation, a carefully spun illusion meant to silence your intuition and distort your discernment. Someone is building a narrative that paints you as something you are not. But heaven knows the truth. And the truth is this: your silence has been misunderstood. Your boundaries have been mislabeled. Your stillness hath been twisted into weakness. And all the while, they are preparing a gate to lock you out of the very blessing God placed your name on. They think they have time. They think you won't move. But you are being stirred. And that stirring you feel is not anxiety. It is angelic activation. It is your spirit waking up to betrayal. It is the divine alert that someone is setting traps masked as concern, blaze masked as divine timing, confusion masked as clarity. There is a hand reaching for the lock, trying to seal your access. And in their mind, it's almost done. But Archangel Michael says, they've only uncovered a fragment of your strength. They've only grasped the shadow of your purpose. They do not know the full fire you carry, and they are about to be confronted by it. Because this moment is not about you shrinking back in hurt. It's about you rising in awareness. You must see what has been swirling around you, not with your natural eyes, but with divine eyes. Eyes that see spirit over surface. Eyes that detect motives, not just words. Your name is in a room you have not entered. Your image is being used in ways you did not permit. But do not let that shake you. Do not let that break you. Because Archangel Michael has already gone ahead of you. The betrayal is not your undoing. It is your unveiling. This emotional disruption is not random. It is a divine checkpoint. A test of your awareness. A mirror to your growth. The ones who are moving against you are not your enemy. They are simply the tools being used to show you what can no longer stay attached to your journey. Let them talk. Let them twist. Let them gather. Because in 1 hour, they will find that the door they tried to lock was never under their authority. It was under God's. And heaven never loses control. But you must know who's who. You must see the shift. You must accept the revelation. Because what you tolerate emotionally in this hour will become a gate that either binds you or frees you spiritually. You are not imagining this. You are not overreacting. This is happening, and Archangel Michael is pulling the veil back so you can respond not in fear, but in wisdom. Speak less. Watch more. Let silence reveal the true spirits around you. Because some were sent to delay you, and some to deliver you. Type I see the truth in the comments. Blessing code 777 is now exploding every enemy. This is not just tension. This is not merely drama. What you are feeling, what you are witnessing, what you are sensing in the silence and in the stares, is spiritual warfare. It is a carefully calculated resistance mounted against your divine calling. Archangel Michael declares it plainly. This is not personal. It is spiritual. You were never just chosen to be light. You were chosen to be light. And light disrupts shadows. Your very presence, your very progress, your very protection is provoking spiritual agitation. And those operating in flesh cannot understand what their spirit is reacting to. That's why they are pushing against you. That's why they are agitated around you. That's why their kindness feels fake, their compliments feel forced, and their words feel hollow. They don't realize that it's not you they hate. It's what you carry. It's who you are when the masks come off and the room falls silent. The moment you began aligning with your higher purpose, the moment you began cleansing your atmosphere, the moment you started rejecting distractions, detaching from emotional traps, and moving like you were chosen, something in the realm of darkness responded. And it didn't come at you in obvious ways. No, it came subtly. It came through backhanded compliments, through miscommunication, through betrayals so quiet they looked like boundaries, through relationships that slowly poison your peace, calling it love. But this war is not new. This battle has always existed around those with destiny in their DNA. And you are not ordinary. You are not disposable. You are not fragile. You are anointed. You are armored. You are assigned. And what you feel right now is the weight of your assignment colliding with the weight of spiritual resistance. Archangel Michael speaks this into your soul. The heavier the resistance, the higher the rank. You are walking in a realm now where emotional responses won't protect you, spiritual awareness will. You're not being attacked for what you did wrong. You're being resisted because of what you're doing right. Your peace is warfare. Your silence is thunder. Your stillness is strategic. And yet, your silence is being misread as weakness by those who only understand noise. But you don't owe the noise your energy. You owe heaven your obedience. Because this war is not yours. It belongs to the one who assigned the angelic host to stand beside you right now. And make no mistake, there are angelic forces right now surrounding you. Watching. Guarding. Intervening. You may not see them. You may not hear them. But the resistance you feel in your atmosphere is not because you're alone. It's because you're heavily protected, and your enemies are outnumbered. They've been trying to lock you out, trying to control access, trying to shut down your flow. But Archangel Michael declares this over you. What God opens, no man can shut. And what God shuts, no man can open. The conflict you feel is not chaos. It is a clearing. The enemy is not winning. They're reacting. Your steps are not delayed. They are being divinely redirected. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. This hour of tension is not the hour of collapse. It is the hour of confrontation. A spiritual confrontation where your silence, your surrender, and your sensitivity to God's voice will win battles no sword could touch. You are on holy ground. The pressure you feel is sacred. The conflict you're facing is proof of your calling. So don't lower your frequency to meet their fear. Don't dilute your power to appease their comfort. And don't shrink your spirit to fit inside man-made molds. You are rising for a reason. You are chosen for a purpose. You are armored for a war not everyone can see, but heaven sees, and heaven stands with you. Archangel Michael reminds you, this is bigger than feelings. This is warfare, and you are on the right side of it. Stay grounded. Stay sharp. Stay aligned. Because the gate is still open, but the lock is being prepared. Type I am protected in the comments. Blessing code 1212 is covering you with angelic shields now. The lock is being crafted. Quietly. Deliberately. A decision is being formed in the unseen. By human hands. By spiritual forces. By powers that assume you are unaware. Archangel Michael issues this as a sacred alert. Someone is planning to shut you out. Not just from a conversation. Not just from an opportunity. But from a spiritual shift that has your name written on it. This isn't speculation. It's revelation. And the time to act is now. The enemy is not resting. The gate is being measured. The key is being twisted. And if you don't rise in discernment, the sound you will hear will not be an open door, but a closing one. This is not fear. This is foresight. This is not panic. This is prophecy. And this prophecy declares, in the next hour, your spiritual posture will determine what is locked and what is loosed. Archangel Michael has seen the plans unfolding. He has stood in the rooms where your name was spoken. He has hovered over conversations that use your identity as a target. Someone is planting seeds of doubt. Someone is twisting facts. And worst of all, someone is rehearsing a confrontation, not to bring peace, but to provoke confusion. It may come as a message, a question that feels innocent but is laced with spiritual poison. It may come as a call, a sudden tone shift, or an invitation that's really a trap. You must be alert. You must be wise. Because the plan is not just to hurt your feelings, it is to block your flow, intercept your timing, and keep you tethered to what no longer serves your divine purpose. The warning is this: in the next hour, they may move. In the next hour, you must choose stillness over reaction. In the next hour, you must remember that some silence is not weakness, it is warfare. Your discernment must be louder than your emotions. Your obedience must be quicker than your defense. The enemy is counting on you to respond in the flesh so they can justify the lockout. But Archangel Michael is declaring, respond in the spirit. Let heaven speak for you. Let divine restraint become your strategy. Because what they are about to attempt, this spiritual severing, this false narrative, this emotional ambush, cannot succeed unless you empower it. And what is even more urgent is this: there is a divine opportunity hovering above you, a portal prepared for your next season, a divine alignment waiting for your spiritual yes. But heaven will not force what you're not ready to receive. If your hands are full of offense, they will not be able to carry the blessing. If your heart is entangled in emotional warfare, it will miss the sound of the trumpet that signals your shift. So understand this deeply: this hour is not just about them locking you out. It is about you choosing what you're still willing to carry. You must decide if the opinions of men are worth forfeiting the voice of God. You must decide if being understood by them is more important than being elevated by Him. Let this prophetic warning ring loud inside your spirit. This is your final hour to align, to break soul ties, to cleanse your atmosphere, to shut the doors that delay destiny. They are coming with spiritual scissors, but you can render them useless by severing the tie first. They are coming to shut a gate, but heaven holds the master key. The enemy is watching the clock. But Archangel Michael says, you are not behind. You are just on the edge. And this edge is sacred. What you do now will echo into the days to come. Don't be distracted. Don't be baited. Don't be silenced. Speak in prayer. Move in wisdom. Guard your gate. And remember, one decision now can cancel 1,000 future attacks. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with a contribution of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Type "I will not be locked out" in the comments. Blessing code 888 is unlocking doors that were once closed. Now that the hour has been revealed, now that the truth has been uncovered, now that the warning has gone forth, you must understand how to move. Not with panic, not with chaos, not with a war cry born from pain. No, you must move with divine stillness. Because stillness is not the absence of motion, it is the presence of wisdom. Archangel Michael reminds you, not every battle is yours to fight with your mouth, your hands, or your emotions. Some wars are won by surrender. Some gates are unlocked by peace. And in this moment, this hour, you are being instructed by heaven itself to let your stillness speak louder than their noise. The enemy hopes to provoke. The enemy hopes to disturb. But your silence, your non-reaction, your refusal to match their confusion. This is your warfare. This is your escape. This is your strength. You must not explain yourself. Not this time. You must not go into overdrive trying to correct what others are deliberately twisting. Let them misunderstand you. Let them misquote you. Let them whisper. Because Archangel Michael has already silenced the effect of their words in the courts of heaven. You are not on trial. You are not being weighed by their opinions. You are not being judged by their emotions. What heaven says about you overrules every earthly judgment. And what God has ordained for you cannot be unspoken by human lips. So rest. Do not let your mind spiral. Do not let your soul be flooded by what-if scenarios and replayed conversations. This is a divine ceasefire. You are not retreating in fear. You are rising in trust. You are choosing sacred restraint. You are stepping out of the fight and into the Father's hand. Let the peace of divine stillness wash over you now. Let it soothe every question. Let it quiet every imagined battle. Let it replace every anxious heartbeat with the rhythm of angelic assurance. You are not alone in this. You were never alone. Heaven has already moved. The enemy may have started the clock, but God controls the time. And while they prepare to close the door, the divine plan is opening one you never saw coming. You must now position yourself not just in physical stillness, but in mental stillness. You must not rehearse the betrayal. You must not replay the pain. You must not allow emotional ghosts to rob you of present grace. Instead, guard your spirit like a fortress. Let no word in that was not spoken in love. Let no thought linger that was not placed by truth. Let no fear take root that was not born in God. Archangel Michael says this hour is sacred. You must treat it like holy ground. This is not the time for debate, exposure, or confrontation. This is not the time to beg, explain, or plead. This is the time to sit in the shelter of the Most High and allow heaven to fight for you. Your name is being cleared. Your path is being prepared. Your atmosphere is being purged. But it only works if you don't interfere. This is the moment where your obedience is your offering. This is where your trust builds a wall higher than any accusation. This is where your silence becomes the trumpet in the spirit realm, declaring, I trust the God who fights for me. You are protected. You are watched. You are surrounded. The enemy has tried to shake your footing, but Archangel Michael stands beside you, sword raised, shielding you from every dart, every lie, every planned attack. Stay still. Stay faithful. Do not retaliate. Let heaven handle it. You only have 1 hour, not to win a war, but to walk away from one you already won in silence. And when the clock completes, you will find yourself on higher ground, untouched, unshaken, and undefeated. Type I will let heaven fight for me in the comments. Blessing code 999 is now surrounding your atmosphere with divine protection. You were never meant to stay bound. You were never meant to sit at the table of betrayal, trying to earn a seat among those who never valued your worth. Archangel Michael says this hour, yes, this very hour, is not the hour of your defeat. It is the hour of your unveiling. You are stepping into clarity. You are stepping into authority. You are stepping into the version of yourself that no longer explains, no longer begs, no longer waits for their permission. Because something powerful is happening behind the scenes. What they thought would shut you out forever is becoming the very thing heaven uses to lift you higher. The gate they tried to slam shut will not seal your fate. It will reveal your wings. Let it be known, you are not the same person who once stayed quiet to keep the peace. You are not the same version of yourself who once dimmed your light to make others comfortable. You are no longer bending to blend. You are no longer shrinking to be seen. This moment, this pressure, this separation, this shift, is the evidence that you have grown beyond what they can contain. You are no longer who they thought you were. You are not confined by old versions of yourself. You are not locked into past labels. You are not bound by their misunderstandings. You have evolved. Spiritually, emotionally, mentally. And now, those who tried to box you in are panicking, not because they succeeded in closing the door, but because you found another way through it. There's a rise happening inside of you. And it's not loud. It's not boastful. It's steady. It's silent. It's divine. Archangel Michael sees the shift in your spirit, the authority returning to your voice, the fire in your prayers, the light in your eyes. You have remembered who you are, not because someone reminded you, but because heaven revealed it to you. And now that you remember, now that you recognize the anointing that rests on you, they can no longer manipulate you. Their words no longer sting. Their silence no longer controls. Their absence no longer wounds. Why? Because you're no longer trying to be chosen by people who were never assigned to your destiny. You are not waiting for an invitation to what you were born to lead. You are not late. You are not locked out. You are ascending. And this elevation does not require approval. It requires obedience. This God is not cosmetic. It is cosmic. The universe is rearranging itself to favor your emergence. Doors that were once locked are unlocking by divine command. Blessings that were delayed are being rerouted. Connections that were once blocked are now being divinely orchestrated. And your enemies, they will watch. They will witness. They will wonder how the one they tried to suppress rose like a lion in the middle of the ruins. Archangel Michael says, out of the ashes, you rise. Out of the silence, your voice returns. Out of rejection, you build revival. Your tears were seeds. Your confusion was pruning. Your stillness was strategy. And now, the results will speak louder than anything they said, posted, or planned. You are the storm they did see coming. You are the light they thought had burned out. And while they were busy preparing the lock, you were being handed the master key by the divine. If you've made it this far and this message is igniting your spirit, consider showing your support with a super thanks. Your $10 gift helps us continue to release powerful, spirit-led messages just like this. Your support means everything. Type I am rising in the comments. Blessing code 2020 is now aligning clarity, power, and elevation in your favor. The hour has almost passed. The battle in the spirit is reaching its final pulse, and a shift is happening, one that you may not see with natural eyes, but one that Archangel Michael guarantees has already begun. The door they tried to lock behind you is now the very door God is swinging open ahead of you. The sabotage they plotted in silence has become the sound of your deliverance. The people who tried to shut you out, the situations that tried to trap you, the thoughts that tried to break you, they are losing their grip, and it is not by your power, but by the intervention of heaven. Because you obeyed, because you listened, because you didn't lower yourself to the level of confusion and fear, you stayed grounded in your divine identity. You didn't react, you rose. And now, heaven is rewarding what they could not understand. You've crossed the threshold. Whether you feel it fully or not, the spiritual gate has shifted in your favor. The light that was dimmed is now breaking through. The veil that was covering you has been torn. The confusion is lifting. The inner tension is quieting. Something has been unlocked, and not just around you but within you. You are walking into rooms not because someone invited you, but because heaven has summoned you. This next season will not require explanation. It will not require you to justify where you've been or what you've had to endure. It will be a season where the results speak for themselves. The same mouths that questioned your silence will soon be silenced by your breakthrough. The same eyes that watched you struggle will witness your sudden rise. The same hearts that withheld from you will now wonder how you made it past what was meant to hold you back. Archangel Michael declares, peace is arriving in unexpected ways. Provision is flowing from unfamiliar hands. Favor is being assigned from undisclosed sources. Your name is being spoken in rooms you've never entered. Your spirit is being honored in realms where no gossip can touch it. And the very gate they tried to close has now become your stage. This is not a recovery. This is not a rebound. This is resurrection. You are not just bouncing back. You are breaking through. You are not just finding footing. You are forging a new path. You are not just moving forward. You are being carried forward by the winds of destiny. This is the final test before your elevation. This was the final pressure before the pivot. What felt like a breakdown was, in fact, the final stretching before breakthrough. Heaven was never late. Heaven was never silent. Heaven was simply allowing the environment to reveal itself so that when the elevation came, you would rise with eyes open and spirit unshaken. And now, you will rise. And you will not rise alone. Divine help is already en route. A messenger is coming. A helper is moving in alignment with you. A voice is about to speak in your favor. What was heavy is about to be lifted. What was delayed is about to be delivered. What was withheld is about to be multiplied. You are not who you were at the start of this message. You are not the same soul that stood at the edge of that spiritual gate, wondering if you had enough strength to choose obedience over emotion. You have changed, and that change has echoed into the realms that matter. Archangel Michael confirms, you passed the test. The hour has worked in your favor. The shift has come. The lock is broken, and the access is now yours, not by the hands of men, but by the hand of the Almighty. Walk through it boldly. Carry your peace with confidence. Know that no weapon formed against you has prevailed. And remember, your silence didn't weaken you, it crowned you. Type "the gate is open" in the comments. Blessing code 555 is now releasing breakthrough, recompense, and divine acceleration over your life. Now that the gate has opened, now that the revelation has been spoken, now that the power has been confirmed, you must respond. This is not a passive moment. This is not a soft ending to a powerful message. This is the beginning of your obedience. Archangel Michael does not just deliver warnings. He commissions action. And now, that commission falls upon you. The gate will not stay open indefinitely. The power will not linger in stillness forever. Heaven has moved. The enemy has failed. And now it's your turn to step into alignment. If you heard this message, and it echoed in your bones, if you felt the pull in your spirit, if you recognize your reflection in every line, then it's time to declare your agreement. Because agreement in the spirit realm activates permission in the natural. And silence in this moment can signal stagnation. Say it with your mouth. Type it with your hands. Declare it with your whole being. I choose freedom. I choose alignment. I choose the gate that God has opened for me. This is not a performance. This is a prophetic engagement. You're not typing for attention. You're typing to establish presence. You're speaking into the atmosphere. You're confirming with heaven. You're signaling the angelic realm that you have heard and receive your assignment. Words are not empty in this space. Words are keys. Words are warfare. Words are witnesses. When you speak them, you bind and you loose. You silence confusion. You activate movement. You disrupt delay. You walk in dominion. This is your opportunity to break every agreement with limitation, to revoke every silent contract you made with fear, to renounce every permission you gave to things that tried to control your narrative. This is your hour to undo what the enemy tried to write over your story and to rewrite it with your own hand, with God's breath guiding you. You are not helpless. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are the living proof that obedience changes outcomes. You are the testimony in motion. You are the miracle forming in real time. And this moment, this specific hour, is the sacred appointment for the transformation to take root and manifest. So rise, speak, stand, declare, affirm, break ties, cast down fear, call in destiny. The gate that was locked is now unlocked, not by man, but by God. But even God waits for your yes. Even angels require your agreement. Even the wind responds to a sound. And your sound must be clear. I will not go back. I will not delay. I will not wait to be invited. I have been summoned by heaven, and I answer the call. Let every voice that tried to confuse you hear this. Let every soul that tried to delay you feel this. Let every gate that once resisted you be shaken by this. You are not asking for entrance anymore. You are commanding it by spiritual right. If this message has ignited your heart and helped shift your spirit, and if you feel led to bless this space, consider showing support through a super thanks. Your $5 or $10 contribution goes directly into helping us deliver more divine messages like this, spirit-led, timely, and powerful. Your generosity doesn't just support us. It multiplies the reach of heaven's voice. Type I say yes to divine alignment in the comments. Blessing code 1111 is unlocking divine doors, aligning timelines, and confirming your prophetic authority right now. You have made it through the hour. You have stood still while the storm raged around your name. You have been faithful when your heart wanted to fight back. You have chosen peace over performance, purpose over panic, and now, Archangel Michael stands beside you not just as your defender, but as your divine witness. Witness to your restraint. Witness to your obedience. Witness to your spiritual growth. This is not just the end of a warning. It is the confirmation of your transformation. You are not who you were when this message began. The you that stood on the edge of doubt has now stepped into dominion. The you that once questioned if you were hearing clearly is now walking with prophetic clarity. The you that feared the lockout has now taken ownership of the key. And the gate is no longer closing. It is wide open, and your name is still written above it in heaven's ink. You are not a victim. You are the revelation. You are not the outcast. You are the one called out from among them. You are not the forgotten. You are the one heaven has spotlighted in this very hour. The hands that once tried to keep you out will now tremble as they witness your elevation. The ones who misread your silence will be silenced by your breakthrough. And the very situation that was meant to humble you has only made you holy. Archangel Michael proclaims this over you now. You are light in human form. You are purpose wrapped in flesh. You are destiny disguised in humility. And your time is no longer coming. It has arrived. You may still feel a trace of their words, but they no longer have weight. You may remember the betrayal, but it no longer has authority. You may recall the moment they turned, the moment they closed the door, the moment they planted confusion. But those moments are now powerless, because God has sealed you. God has spoken over you. God has positioned you in a way that no lie, no plan, no shadow could erase. And the fear that once lived in your spirit has now been evicted. Because where there is full surrender, there is full authority. And you, beloved, have surrendered. You have trusted. You have stood still when you were tempted to run. You have obeyed when you were tempted to retaliate. And because of that, you will not miss the gate. Archangel Michael is not just closing this message with you. He is remaining by your side. He has been assigned to you in this season as a guardian of your voice, your name, your path. And you will know his presence, not in the absence of trials, but in the immunity of your spirit within them. You will find peace where chaos should live. You will find favor where odds said you'd be forgotten. You will walk into rooms unannounced and leave with what others prayed for years to have. Not because you demanded it, but because heaven decreed it. Because you passed the test. Because you did not shrink when the pressure came. You stood, and standing in obedience will always turn valleys into victory. So take a breath. Feel the shift. Recognize the release. This isn't just relief. It's realignment. You are back where you belong, centered in your calling, supported by heaven, unstoppable in purpose. The gate has not just been left open for you. It's been left open because of you. Because your light has returned. Because your presence is necessary. Because your assignment is in motion. Let no shadow touch this new clarity. Let no old voice resurrect doubt. Let no spirit of guilt or fear steal your rise. You have been forged by fire, and now you walk in flame-proof favor. Type "I am the revelation" in the comments. Blessing code 0000 now surrounds your entire life with peace, confirmation, and unstoppable divine movement.